Back to France now, where hundreds of firefighters have contained two huge fires that had burned well over 2,000 hectares of the historic Fontainebleau forest near Paris. The fires are still not completely extinguished, but they are now under control. 5 people are still in custody on suspicion of deliberately starting the fires. For the latest on this, let's bring in France 24's Claire Paccalin, who is in Fontainebleau now. Claire, first of all, what's the latest on the situation there?
Well, where I am right now, I'm actually on the road between Achères-la-Forêt and Le Vaudouet. This is a road that was closed earlier in the week, but it's reopened. But I can tell you that in the trees behind me over there, a fire has started. A small fire has started from what we can see, and the firefighters have arrived. They arrived very quickly on the scene about 5 minutes ago, and they're in the midst now. The firefighters have gone into the forest with their hoses, and they're in the midst of trying to get that fire out. So while, yes, those 2 big blazes, which started early in the week, they have now been contained. That's according to the firefighters' authorities. But these smaller fires are beginning to happen, and you can see why, because if you look at the ground, I will take you into the Fontainebleau forest now. You can look at the ground. It is absolutely scorched, and we've seen little pockets where there's smouldering, smoking, and you can see what's interesting here, the difference between what the forest should look like at this time of year. It should be looking green. There should be trees prospering here, but if you swing the camera back round to the right, and you can see this is what the forest that's been burnt, the Fontainebleau forest, this is what it looks like now. And firefighters are working hard. They're turning the earth round to try and get rid of any smouldering pockets of the fire and the blazes. And they're also creating what's called a fire break, so that they are getting rid of the undergrowth, the dry twigs, dry leaves, which are particularly difficult because that's what the fire actually catches onto. The firefighters tell us that it doesn't burn the ground. It burns what's on the ground. And so firefighters are now working day and night trying to create a fire break and putting out the small fires that we just saw over there. That's what they're working very hard on now. And the smell of burning wood, I can tell you, Jeannie, is in the air now, and I've been told it will linger for the next few weeks.
Right. It's a real tragedy. I mean, not just for this massive, beautiful, historic forest, but also for the towns and villages surrounding the forest. Many people obviously affected by this. Some 1,000 were evacuated earlier. Now, you've been talking to locals in the town of Achères-la-Forêt. What have they had to say?
Certainly, I was at the town hall. This is a small town hall that's now been turned into an emergency reception centre. There's the Red Crosses there. There's donations of food and water. Some people even slept the last 2 nights, people who've had to evacuate their homes. Some people slept on camping beds in the town hall. Most, though, we're told, actually went to stay with family and friends. There's been a lot of solidarity here. I was speaking to an elderly gentleman and his wife who moved here 5 years ago for his retirement. And they said they were not expecting this. They came to this beautiful region expecting a quiet retirement, because in the south of France, fires happen every year in the forests in the south of France. But this is the first time the Paris region has seen Canadair aircraft dropping water on the forest around here. People around here were not prepared, and they really didn't expect it. They're hoping to return to their homes today. Some in Le Vaudouet, in the town of Le Vaudouet, they have returned today. Others are still waiting to get the green light from the firefighters.